you go.
Ah, Isaac, my brother. Nice to know you have a life outside of Java Underground.
Yeah, well, it's good to see that your abs are in midsummer form.
Yeah, well, you know. That's what brings you to the country club.
Bonnie, actually. She said she had some sort of a big surprise for me.
Oh, really? Any idea what?
Not a clue, but it doesn't even matter what it is, because she's been spending so much time at that shelter, I'm starting to forget what she looks like.
Hey, well, you know, Jess says that Bonnie has given 110% to her community service. Now, I know you're used to her giving 110% to only you.
Well, I'm worth it, you know?
Isaac, hey.
Hey.
Ben.
Hey, nice to see you, Bonnie.
Sarah, you remember Dr. Harris? You met him at my house?
Hey.
Hi.
Nice to see you again, Sarah.
Don't I get a hello?
Of course. You get the best. Mwah.
You said something about a surprise.
Well, yes. I actually was inspired today. It's such a beautiful day. I stopped by the shelter and invited Sarah to spend it with us. We're gonna have a blast.
My mother and Rick Decker are like joined at the hip. And I'm terrified that they're gonna call me into the living room for some serious conversation where they'll tell me that he asked her to marry him or something. And now you're telling me she's a better chance of getting smothered to death in her sleep?
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah, but Chris, let's do the math. I mean, if she's sleeping with the major suspect and she's with him every day, everywhere, he could kill me too.
Look, nobody wants you dead, Allison, except for me if you don't lower your voice.
If people think that he's the reason patients have been dropping like flies around here, I need to know. Please, Chris. And don't pretend that you don't know.
All right, I might know something.
Well, don't I deserve to know? Don't you care about me?
I care about everyone in this hospital.
So tell me what Rick's done to make himself so suspicious.
What do you mean you can't go through this again?
Susan, there's something I haven't told you.
You couldn't have been at another hospital where someone on staff was accused of killing patients?
Yes, I have.
That was seriously the most beautiful blessing that you gave to Sage and Carly. I wish they could have heard it.
Yeah, me too.
Well, they would have if you wouldn't have gone all alpha male at her Navajo baby shower.
Did I sound that bad?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm surprised that Carly and Jack didn't rip your face off with their bare hands.
Look, I mean, I'm trying to take it easy. I'm trying to give him some space, but you gotta realize, I mean, there's a newborn baby up in that cabin that is probably my biological daughter.
I know.
I mean, when do I get to hold her? That's all I want to do. I just want to hold her in my arms until she falls asleep. You know, and talk to her so she gets used to hearing the sound of my voice.
What's this? Where's this come from?
Whoa, don't touch that. It's mine.
You're divorced?
When I told Emma to overnight the mail, I never imagined. I've been meaning to call the courthouse and put the brakes on all that stuff, Carly. It's just that you disappeared. I was scared to death that Rosanna had done something to you, and I completely forgot the papers ever existed. And then when we found you, and I was so happy. And then the baby.
Right, it's not enough that Sage doesn't know who her father is. Now her mother doesn't even have a husband.
It isn't a divorce, okay? It was a mistake. It completely slipped my mind. It was never supposed to happen. I swear, I just forgot. Honey, I am so sorry.
No. Jack, it's fine. Really, it's fine. This divorce is probably the best thing that could have happened to us, Jack.
Have a seat, Walker. How long before we get the toxicology reports on Mrs. Scott and Mrs. Palmer?
I should have the results within a few hours. If they contain high levels of potassium, that will only confirm my suspicion.
This is the sort of thing I never thought would happen here. I keep hoping that it's just going to turn out a mistake.
Well, hopefully we can get to the bottom of this sooner than later. In the meantime, I'll keep checking the hospital personnel's backgrounds.
So Rick Decker is suspect number 1.
He's moved to the top of the class, Bob.
I find that very hard to believe.
Well, I guess it's time I explained. But I warn you, you may not like it.
There was a suspected serial killer in the hospital in San Francisco where I worked. I say suspected because the person was never caught.
I don't understand. How could you not have said anything about it until now?
Well, that's not just something that you just simply drop into a conversation. But you're right, I should have said something. And then when I met you, I just didn't realize you could mean so much to me, and I didn't want to upset you. And when the death started at Memorial, I just wanted to push it away, Susan. It was the same nightmare. I just couldn't believe that I was being forced to witness it again.
But for the past to come out now, like this.
I know, it makes me look like I might have something to hide.
Which you don't. Do you?
What happened to me in San Francisco changed my life. Changed the way I feel about practicing medicine. It was the worst thing that I've ever lived through.
I can imagine.
I'm not just talking about patients pass away for no reason, as tragic as that is. It's what it did to the staff. Everyone was working under a cloud of suspicion. The confidence and trust between colleagues was ripped to shreds. Everyone became a suspect. Friends started questioning each other's actions and motives.
That's what's happening here now, and I can't stand it. I hate it.
Well, what made the situation worse was that nothing was ever proven. No one could ever prove that those deaths were homicides.
No one was ever arrested?
The deaths, they just stopped as suddenly as they started. But for many fine physicians and nurses, the damage was already done. Nurses and doctors with spotless records, myself included. When I made the rounds or I saw patients, past people in the hallway, I'd find myself wondering, do they think it's me? Or, I wonder if she believes the rumors. There was no one I could trust. No one I could turn to. Until I met you.
So that's why you left San Francisco.
And that's why I may leave Memorial. I just don't think that I can go through that again, living and working under those kind of conditions where everyone is wondering and the scrutiny.
Oh, darling, I know how you feel. I understand, but you've done such wonderful work here. I couldn't bear it if you let this drive you away.
Susan, listen, there's only one reason why I'm not out that door. And it's something I've been looking for my entire life. And I'm in too deep to just walk away now.
I'm sorry I wasn't snooping. I just saw it laying on the floor. I didn't know what it was.
Just some ideas I was scribbling down.
Oh, this is so cool. What is it? Oh,
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a house.
Yeah. When I get back, I'm gonna ask Lucinda if I can put on some extra rooms, you know, if she won't go for it, I'll just buy a bigger house, you know, or maybe get my own plot of land and build my own.
You want the extra room for Sage, huh?
Yeah. I want her to have her own room when she comes to visit, you know.
Well, you really hope that Tests prove you're the father, don't you?
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, I know it'd be easier for everyone if this baby turns out to be Jack's. You know, but I can't look at that child. I can't even think about that child without wanting her to be mine.
I know. Listen, what if, and I know the chances are slim, but what if she ends up being Jack's?
I mean, I thought about that, and if that's the case, there's only one thing to do, really.
What, you're gonna jump on your horse and ride off into the sunset? If you're gonna say that,
I mean, after all the tension, it does make sense for everyone, right?
No. No, it doesn't make sense. Oh, you're so stupid.
These last few days have been incredible, Jack. And I don't just mean how you delivered Sage all by yourself. The way you say that you want to make a life with me and with Parker and with Sage, no matter what the tests say. I don't doubt that for a minute. I have never felt so cherished. I have never been so sure that you love me. More now than ever, maybe. But we also know that that beautiful baby sleeping over there might very well be Mike's.
Yeah, okay, and I'm fine with that.
Really? Okay, you're fine with it now. But fast forward, Jack, to 3 months from now, a year from now, how do you know that you're not going to feel trapped?
Trapped?
Yeah.
What? How can you say
You would be
that?
working so hard to help take care of a insanely busy 2-kid family where the kids wouldn't even be yours. How would that make you feel? What if you started resenting Mike and his relationship with Sage, or with me? This little girl is going to be a constant reminder of the mistake that Mike and I made, Jack. And if Sage is yours, then we can get married whenever you want. But if she's Mike's, you are under no obligation at all. And I think that it's better that way.
Can I say something now?
Yeah?
You're a very smart woman, Carly. But sometimes, sometimes you can be such an idiot.
So, do you know how to swim?
Some.
Did you bring a bathing suit?
I don't have one.
Yes, you do. Here you go. I so hope it's your color, but if it's not, then we will just totally do a shopping spree in the gift shop.
This is for me?
Well, you can't very well spend the day at the country club without at least lounging by the pool in a bathing suit. So go try it on.
You're sick. This is
Thank me later. Now go, because I want to see how it looks. Isn't she like the sweetest little thing?
Yeah, she's great. Now, when you left me that message earlier saying you had something special for me, is Sarah the surprise?
Surprise!
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Well, I just wanted you to get to know her, because once she comes out of her shell, Isaac, she is so much fun. She's a great kid.
Right, but it's summer, you know? I mean, vacation from school, responsibilities. Maybe she should spend time around people her own age.
Sarah needs adult supervision. She needs a mentor, someone to help her gain confidence and self-esteem.
So how long is this community service thing supposed to last?
I'm not quite sure about that. But I am sure about one thing. You don't want to have anything to do with Sarah, do you?
I'm sorry. I hope I haven't said too much. I didn't want to make it awkward for you.
Oh. No, you know how I feel about you. I'm so glad you came to Oakdale. I'm so glad you came into my life. I finally have a life thanks to you.
Well, I feel the same way, too.
I don't know what I would do if you left.
Well, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay here in Oakdale. And I'll try to stay at Memorial and just hope that the situation resolves itself.
I think it will. I really do. Bob trusts you with his life. That's got to count for something.
Well, unfortunately, Walker Daniels is balancing that between the fact that I worked at a hospital with mysterious deaths. Frankly, I don't think the guy's liked me right from the beginning.
Well, that's his problem. That's got to stop. Somebody's got to set him straight. I know just how to do it.
Allison, you have to stop this right now.
My mother is sleeping with Ted Bundy.
Look, Rick Decker has not been convicted of anything. Until then, don't let your imagination run away with you.
So I'm just supposed to ignore the fact that he's a murder suspect?
Look, you're right. He's a suspect. And so am I, and so's your mother, and my father, and
Gordo.
John... Yeah, Gordo, exactly. You were convinced that it was him yesterday. And today, you're ready to run screaming for Rick Decker.
Yeah, but this is just creeping me out. I mean, even if he isn't the serial killer, just the fact that people are suspecting him is just going to totally freak out my mom. And she really, really likes this guy.
Yeah, well, so does my dad. I mean, you have to love a guy who helps save your life.
I'm just trying not to panic here. So, when are we going to find out for sure whether it was Rick or Gordo or the cafeteria lady who's been going on this killing spree?
We have to wait until they complete the investigation. Until then, we just have to be patient.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Look, it won't be long now.
Well, psycho killers don't stop until they're caught or they run out of dead bodies.
Look, they'll catch him.
How do you know it's a him?
All right, whoever it is, they'll be caught. That I do know. Look, you trust me, don't you?
With my life, Dr. Hughes.
Good. So I can trust you not to mention this conversation to anyone else.
What conversation? I can be discreet.
Good. Because there's something else that I need to talk to you about. Something completely unrelated.
Oh.
It's about last night.
Last night?
Yeah, last night. Remember at your house? Kiss?
Did I say anything about pretending that last night didn't happen? No. I said that you smile, you tell them what a great time you had.
But that's phony.
Oh, Allison, you said you wanted to be taken seriously. You said you wanted to be treated like a woman. Well, a confident woman, a smart woman, knows how to acknowledge that she had a good time without acting all goony-eyed and jumping up and down and being all nervous.
Oh, yeah. Last night. What about it?
Those divorce papers never should have shown up here. They should have been stopped in their tracks weeks ago, but I made a mistake, a very dumb mistake, and I'm sorry. Carly, I want to share my life with you, and with Parker and Sage. It doesn't matter who's got whose blood. We're a family, and we belong together, and papers and tests, they're not going to change any of that. Thank you, Sage. See, even the little girl knows.
I just don't want to make you feel trapped into anything that
Carly,
you didn't
come
bargain
on.
for.
There is only one place for us to go from here. And all it requires is a yes or no answer from you. So, are you going to marry me again or not?
Coming up on As the World Turns.
If Rick ends up leaving Memorial because of Dr. Daniels' insinuations and the backlash from that, I'm going to be right behind him.
You know, you can't just be in people's lives and make them care about you and then just
Whoa,
drop off the face of the earth.
Okay, I have to admit it is a bit unusual that Dr. Decker was at another hospital that had unexplained deaths, but that is not an indictment.
What makes you say that, Bob?
Because I have had recommendation after glowing recommendation from his peers and colleagues at the very same hospital.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just a coincidence he's been in a similar situation before, but the more of the staff we rule out, the better.
Come in.
Dr. Daniels, Bob.
Dr. Stewart, I'll check in with you later.
Why is he still investigating Rick? Rick knows he's still under suspicion. He was so upset today. He was talking about leaving.
I cannot discuss the investigation with you, Susan. I'm sorry.
Bob, I know all about what happened at that hospital in San Francisco. Rick told me.
And why didn't someone tell me?
Well, what difference does it make? He didn't do it. Rick Decker, it couldn't hurt anyone, much less be a killer. And the fact that you're allowing that Daniels character to come in here and cast suspicion on innocent people,
Susan,
I don't
nobody
understand
tells
it.
me how to do my job. Not Dr. Daniels and not you. People are dying. We've got to get to the bottom of this.
Well, of course, but an investigation is one thing, and a witch hunt? What that man is doing is unacceptable. Aren't we innocent until proven guilty? I mean, should we all start hiring malpractice and criminal attorneys just in case he hears rumors about the rest of us?
Look, this will all be over soon, and we can get back to the business of healing people.
If Rick ends up leaving Memorial because of Dr. Daniels' insinuations and the backlash from that, I'm going to be right behind him.
Susan, I hope that doesn't happen. Look, we've been friends and colleagues for too long for something like that to happen.
Well, do something.
I am. I'm doing my job, and I need you to do your job. Part of it is to not let your personal feelings get in the way of the big picture. Someone is killing patients, and that puts every patient and every member of this staff in jeopardy. And that includes my son and your daughter.
So that's all? Last night was just fun?
Yeah. We should do it again sometime. Was there something more?
No, that's all. I gotta go. I'm late for rounds.
Hey, Dr. Harris, just the man I was looking for.
Hey there. How goes the investigation?
Well, I can't complain. You got a few minutes?
Sure. How can I help you?
Well, I was just trying to tie up a few specifics. You were taken off a case earlier this year, correct?
Talking about T. Marshall Travers.
Yes, exactly. Exactly why were you taken off that case?
Why are you asking?
Just looking for answers. Was hoping you could help me fill in the blanks, that's all.
Look, you gotta ask me here in front of the nurses' station? Now?
I'm sorry, you have something to hide?
What? Am I a suspect? Are you saying that I have been on staff in this hospital for years? I have one of the lowest mortality rates of the surgical staff, and all of a sudden, I'm running around killing patients at random?
I'm doing the investigation. I'll be asking the questions, Dr. Harris.
Oh, okay. Dr. Daniels, you can ask me any questions you want, anytime you want. But until you come to me correct, I'm not answering a damn thing.
Are you going to let him get away with that? Grilling Ben Harris in the middle of the hallway?
All right, I'll take care of it. Dr. Daniels, I would like to talk to you in private about your methods.
Is that a demand or a request?
How are you, sweetheart?
Miserable.
No wonder. How can anybody enjoy working here under these horrible circumstances? Maybe we should think about finding you another job. How about something in the mall? You could be around kids your own age.
Well,
You'd
after
have
the
more
advice
fun.
you gave me last night, I think I would rather take my chances with a psychic hotline or my horoscope or something. Because, Mom, you are so completely out of touch, you have no idea. Maybe I'll just ask Emily.
Oh, about Chris? I don't think Emily's the expert to consult.
At least you won't tell me to do something that'll make Chris hate me.
Well, what happened now?
Remember how you told me that I should act cool about the kiss that Chris gave me last night?
Advice that any sister or woman over the age of 13 would give you, by the way.
Well, instead of seeing how cool and calm I can be, now he's completely turned off.
Why? What happened?
Well, we were talking, and he brought up last night in the kiss. And I was trying to play it like Big Whoop, and instead of realizing he was hopelessly in love with me, he just checked his watch and walked off to go on rounds.
Well, he does have a job.
Yeah, so do I, but I always make time.
Look, maybe it's just another sign that you should be getting a job somewhere else. You should put a little distance between yourself and this hospital.
I could tell you the same thing about you and Rick. Because I know he's a suspect, Mom.
Well, so am I. So is everybody. And we weren't talking about Rick. We were talking about you.
I knew your plan wouldn't work. If you like someone, you have to show them.
Well, let Chris show you, and you try to behave like a lady.
I don't want to behave like a lady. I want to be me, and I like Chris, and Chris doesn't want a corpse. You know, sorry, Mom, but I think I need Emily for this.
I have a delivery from Miss Stewart. Somebody said I could find her here.
Oh, you just found her.
You want to tell me what that was all about?
You, do you know how infuriating you are?
Me?
Yeah, you. Ever since we've been hanging out, you've been talking about how you're sick of going from job to job. You want a place to settle down. You're gonna put roots here, make connections with people that'll last a lifetime. And what, if Sage isn't your daughter, you're just gonna take off?
If Sage isn't mine...
If Sage isn't your daughter, there's no reason to stay in Oakdale, no reason whatsoever?
Look, Katie, the burn unit's almost done. I gotta find a way to make a living.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a big
Well,
construction
there's
boom
more
going
to
on.
life, Mike, than work. What about Carly? I mean, yeah, despite the problems that you have right now, you have a past. I'm sure she'd be upset if you left. And Rosanna, who is she gonna run to when Craig makes her want to kill him?
Rosanna do just fine without me.
Well, you have other friends, don't you? Okay, what about your crew? Oh, what about Ben Harris? You become pretty close with him. I mean, what makes you want to just... Honestly, Mike, what about... You know, you can't just be in people's lives and make them care about you and then just
Whoa,
drop off the face
wait a
of the
minute.
earth.
What about who?
Just forget it.
No, I'm not gonna forget it.
Just leave me alone,
Katie,
Mike. Please
Katie.
don't. Just go, stay, do whatever you're gonna do, but don't talk to me about it, because I really don't care.
What are you doing, Jack?
She should be here for this. Oh, yes.
Jack.
Oh, yes. Yes. When we met in Montana all those years ago, there was something between us. And yeah, okay, well, you know, at first we couldn't stand each other, but I mean, for me, it was because even then, you were getting under my skin. And we have had a million problems since then, and chances are we are going to have a million more in the next 60 or 70 years. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't have all the answers, Carly. But one thing I know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that there is no other woman in the world for me but you. And there's no other man for you but me. We belong together. And you can fight it and deny it all you want, or you can take my hand and hold on tight and get ready for the ride of your life. Carly, will you marry me?
Oh, Jack. I thought you'd never ask.
I don't have a thing against Sarah. I mean, I think she's a sweet girl.
Then what's the problem?
The problem is I want to spend some time with you, alone with you. You know, I had plans for us to go on our own vacation. You know, sun, sand, beach, the teeniest little bikinis ever made.
And I want to spend time with you, too. I do, but can't Sarah be a part of that? She needs me, Isaac, and I think that we can make a real difference in her life. Look, all I'm asking is that you get to know her. Is that asking too much?
Excuse me, you are wearing that suit. Well, come on, you know you look good.
Excuse me. Don't you have something better to do?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get her name.
Why was he saying all those creepy things to me?
We'll talk later. Okay, trust. Do you know what? I think you need some sunglasses to go with that really awesome bathing suit. So, why don't you go to the gift shop and pick up a pair?
This is too much, really.
No, don't worry about it. Just buy a really, really great pair. Do you see how naive she is? I mean, she's so innocent. She didn't know what to make of that boy. See, this is why she needs us, Isaac. She needs mentors to help her find her way in the world. So will you help me? Help her? Please?
Look, if that girl needs some help, I couldn't think of anyone better than yourself. Whatever I can do.
See, who knows? This summer could change all our lives.
This is all the proof I need. He is so into me.
Beg your pardon?
I'll take them. I'm Miss Stewart.
Susan Stewart.
Oh. She's over there. Mom.
They're for me? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Honey, you wouldn't mind signing for me, would you?
What a joy.
Oh, there's the note. Gotta read the note. Dear Susan, thank you for everything. Love, Rick. They're gorgeous. Isn't he the most darling man? He's always doing things to try to surprise me. I'll just go put these in my office.
Hey, Allison.
Oh, I thought you had rounds.
They got postponed.
And you were looking for me because?
I have a question for you. You want to go to dinner tonight?
You mean with you?
Yeah, me.
You mean like a date?
Exactly like a date.
I'm getting married. Did you hear that, Sage? Your mommy and daddy are getting married.
Again. We're getting married. Again. Those papers that came today, Sage, they were just a silly mistake. And I can't promise that I won't make any more mistakes in the future. But what I can promise is, oh, yes, no one means as much to me as your mommy and you. We belong together. You and your mommy and Parker.
We feel the same way, don't we, Sage? You have made us the happiest girls on this planet. But I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Do what?
Plan a wedding, Jack, you know, with a little baby around. It's hard. There's a lot to do.
Excuse me, who said you had to plan anything?
Well, that's what you do when you have a wedding. You make arrangements. Somebody has to make the arrangements.
Well, somebody already has. Me.
Get the hell out of my life!
I am freaking out over here.
Chris, Paul, and Isabella.
I think someone is trying to break in.
I swear, Isabella is gonna pay.
Hot enough for you, The Young and the Restless.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I would love to have dinner with you.
Great. I'll pick you up at 8.
Then it's a date.
Allison, we're at work.
Oh. Well then, don't let me keep you then, Dr. Hughes. see you tonight?
Looking forward to it.
Allison, I'm so sorry about the mix-up with the flowers.
Oh, flowers? Who cares about flowers? You know that advice that I thought was so lame, Mom? It actually worked. He actually asked me out on a date.
Congratulations. We are going to have a fantastic summer.
Do you think so? With you splitting all your time from Job Underground to the Durgan shelter, spoiling Sarah rotten?
Aww. I promise I will make time for us. You just be prepared to be spoiled rotten, too.
You know I'm gonna hold you to that, right?
You should. Hey, Sarah, come here. Did you get a new pair of sunglasses? Great, well, let's see them. Put them on.
What do you think?
Nice.
Yeah.
I love them. I love how they work with the outfit coordination. I wonder if they have another pair in pink.
You know,
I think I saw another pair in there.
You know, I could use a pair also. You want to escort me? I'll buy.
Oh, gorgeous man offering me gifts. How can I refuse? Will you be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay, we'll be right back.
All right.
Those are slamming shades, girl, but I can't see those beautiful eyes.
Yeah, we'll take a good long look, loser, because it's the last one you'll get. You bother me again, I'll make you sorry you were ever born.
I will not tolerate a public interrogation like you just gave Dr. Harris.
Well, considering the seriousness of the situation...
All right, all right. Is there more bad news? Let me hear it.
The toxicology reports on Mrs. Palmer and Mrs. Scott that came in. They both had abnormally high levels of potassium chloride in their system.
Which confirms that we have a killer among us.
At least now we have the proof.
We've got to find him and stop him before he kills again.
So what do you think about my plans to marry you, Miss Tenny?
I would marry you over and over and over again for the rest of our lives.
Oh, this is forever, Carly.
Whoa, if you won't stop, you at least slow down and listen to me.
I don't want to listen to you. Not now, not ever again.
Why are you acting like this?
You should be happy. Just another reason to leave town if Sage isn't yours. Oh, and you know what? I have the perfect way to do it. Just leave in the middle of the night. Not say goodbye to anyone. Clean break. Nobody gets hurt. Oh, please. Are you working on a sister for Sage already? Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Just go back to doing whatever you were doing before.
You know what, Mike? I am so glad you're here.
Wait, not the welcome I was expecting. Oh, on dirty diaper duty or something?
No. No, but you are here just in time because we have a favor to ask you guys.
What kind of favor?
We'd like you to stand up for us. We're getting married.
On the next As the World Turns.
Why don't you stop resenting me and start using me? Because that's all we have time for right now if we want to see Rose and Lily alive.
Potassium chloride.
Whose locker is that?